Hi, so I just want to take the subject a little bit more deep in this video that is the continuation of the one that has been on the street in a moment of very choleric attack and angry attack after my reflections. And let's say what is for you, girls, like being yourself? What does it represent for you being yourself? What is that for you? What this concept means for you? Okay. So this is the topic, the subject of this video, and we're trying to answer these questions, okay? So for those of you that would have not seen the previous message I was trying to give with my telephone, is that there is a huge cloud that is following us everywhere we go, everything we do since we were born, and that is called like society influence, education. It is called self-consciousness about what we're supposed to be. We're looking outside since we were born, and we see a lot of examples. Then when we grow up, we become somebody that absorbed all of these influences. And it is very easy to understand if those influences was good for us, was having a good impact on us or not. If we are feeling good within ourselves, it is that probably those influences were positive, and those ideas that we received were very good. If for some reason we're not feeling that great, it is probably because we receive a lot of wrong information. And as I say all the time, life is not complicated. It is easy, but you have to know. You really have to know what to do, and you really need to know how to balance your emotion. But apart from that chapter, apart from that subject, that topic, what I want to talk about today is really what is this kind of influence, okay? Why there's something that cannot allow us to just open and become what we're supposed to be, okay? So, three first reasons are society, family, which is influenced by society as well. And family, this is actually influence our father and mother, so grandfather, old grandfather, etc., grandmother, etc. So let's call it family, society, family. And this pretty much, okay? And other people. So those elements influences and they make us think that we're not good enough, or we're good for something but not for the other. And there is our self-esteem is building up. So if you probably have a lack of self-esteem, it's because something went wrong. So those people, instead of encourage you to be what you are and to be the beautiful person, the beautiful girl, the beautiful woman you are, they probably told you that you are not enough, that you should be a little bit more this, a little bit more like that, a little bit more feminine, a little bit more masculine, a little bit more intelligent, a little bit less intelligent, most probably, a little bit more not that sensitive, it can be anything. But the base of those things, those information that you received, is that you were not good enough for what you were. And I'm here to tell you something. Well, all of those things were wrong about you. You are perfect the way you are. And this sounds very this is very nice sentence to say. But it is true. What it is not perfect right now is how you consider rating yourself, and the lack of construction, the lack of, how could I say, confidence you give to this, to what you are? Is it how you perceive that? Because you think that the external world is true about yourself, but it actually is not. Okay? So I would like to talk most particularly about the society influence today. We will talk together about parents' influence in another video. But please, let's have a look together to what society is telling to girls, okay? So first of all, society is telling to girls that they're not that smart as boys. Really? I didn't know that. But apparently, there's a message that everybody of us girls is receiving, and even me, I received that has been proven by sociological studies. So studies in sociology that went and investigating primary schools in the US, and discovered that they just noticed that the majority of little girls were answering this question: do you think you're less smart than a boy, or you're the same, or you're as smarter as them? And of course, what do you think that the answer? Majority of them thought that boys are smarter than them. So even between girls and women, we have this belief that we are less than men, that we're not strong than them, we're not smarter enough. So how can we change a belief in society that is first in ourselves since we were little? And what shocked me the most is that those people, they made another study. And this study was about, okay, let's observe when women has to challenge or to present something, okay, and they have to show their ability to do something. Let's see the difference, okay? So let's observe like the real capacity of women in executing a particular type of task. I don't know, for example, play piece of music, or play a piece of theater, or cooking, or explaining a concept in a school, or can be anything, okay? Or teach a lesson or whatever. So what this group of researchers discover, it is also very interesting, is that whenever those women had to perform in front of a women and female audience, the quality of their performance, let's suppose it was 9 on 10. When they had to make the same performance in a mixed public, so it means in an audience that was male and female, well, the quality of this exactly the same performance was like decreasing a lot. So that means that when you're a woman and you want to show your abilities and your talent, your ability will decrease when male audience is watching you. So when you have to justify your talent and your capacity to man's audience, okay? This is extremely like shocking, because it means that because we're living in a mixed society, almost 95% of the time during the day, we're underacting, we are showing something not at 100% of our capacity. Can you believe that? I mean, this is not tolerating, and it's not tolerable anymore. And this where actually I want to insist. Things have to change, girls. Things have to change. We cannot carry on like that. And it's just one example then. We're talking about like abuses in all of the different industries in society, like can be cinema, it can be any normal job, you're always going to be considered like for what you look like, and you never be considered for your capacities, and you're going to believe that your capacities are less. Okay, so all of these aspects bring women to a condition where there is a huge lack of confidence, and there is a dependent state that is already installed. Plus, there are some of us that they will develop this dependence and codependence mechanism more. I'm not going to talk about that in this video. Just search for like another video that I made about this dependence subject. So we are like seriously, we can never be ourselves. We have a lot of condition that this is actually wrong. It's not that we cannot, but we're not used to. So there is a lot of work that has to be done, and women have to learn, and they have to learn as soon as possible how to overcome all of these boundaries that society, family, anybody can put, even themselves. They don't believe in themselves. How is it that change is going to be ever possible? Very hard work in empowering it has to be done. Okay, and there is another. I'm gonna also say something about family, just like very briefly and quickly. Family also has an impact, because till you were born, you're the one that has to be overprotected. Everything is dangerous for you. You're gonna probably cry for everything, and you need more protection. And you're not that encouraged on your potential and your capacity. Okay, so there is this idea where women are not allowed to a lot of things. And of course, this is changing a bit, but it is changing at an intellectual level. And because women are very intuitive and are very in the senses, we all feel this different treatment. The third point of my speech today would like to be about the kind of women that are a little bit different of the cliche. So let's say, of course, everybody of us is unique and different, but including in the category women, I could say that there are a lot that are sharing certain characteristics, and they're just more similar to the cliche. Okay, even the cliche is a lie, it is a fake, but there are more. Okay, this part I have to cancel. So I would like to talk about those women that are different. Those women that have a different capacity, different way of being than other. So my desire is really that we will be able to delete all of this influence and start living in our potential. This is not difficult. There are very easy steps to do, and a very deep internal work that has made it possible. But we don't have to lose time. We have to do it right now. There is no time to lose. We cannot spend time in our life putting a mask and be something that we are not, and believe in yourself that we're not enough. We are enough. We have to change these belief systems. It is very important. And we have to develop this independence. I really insist on this point because it's the base. Really, it's the base. For female empowering, it's really the base. And it's too important. It's very important. So for the next time, I would just like you to make an exercise, and it's thinking about what you are. What are you? Take a piece of paper and start writing all of the word that is your characteristic. How can you define yourself? It is very important to define ourselves, Because if we don't define ourselves in our proper words and meaning, we're going to use definition of somebody else, of our parents, of our teacher, of the society, of other people that we don't even know how they're looking at us in the street or what they say. This is not what we are. The only person who knows what you are is yourself. So you have to contact this person and ask, hey, who is this person, Hannah? Who is this person, Jessica? Who is this person, Stephanie? I don't know, like anybody. Just ask to herself what she is. And then start thinking about that a little bit. And starting from this point that we're going to go deep inside the transformation to how to become independent, how to get rid of all this, heritage of false believing about yourself. And especially reaching the stage where none of these things are affecting us and are affecting our happiness and are not blocking it physically and emotionally anymore. And you really feel in yourself, in your body, this power of being authentic to what you really are, and really step by step, every single day, everything, every action you take, you're building the reality you desire and you deserve and you want, that's going to make you feel happy. So that's why it's so important. Because you don't want to spend more time living in a fake existence where men are defining what you are, society is defining what you are. So many influences are affecting your consideration about what you are. And you're completely like a pinball. Like, I don't know, you just should stop that and just be what you're meant to be. And if you don't do it, like, this is cause for a lot of sufferance. And this dependence mechanism, dependence on your husband, dependence on your boyfriend, or what your friends thinking about you, all of this dependence. And the thing is, you cannot act. You're acting accordingly what they are expecting out of you. So do you have the feeling that you always repeat the same mechanism? You always do things for other people. You always do things for other people, and you don't do anything for yourself. How can you celebrate the power of your feminine being if you don't do anything for yourself, but you always do things for other people because they're expecting something out of you? It is impossible, right? Until you're not going to live accordingly to the celebration of yourself and to the definition of yourself, and then take the action. This is the third step, take the action. You cannot be happy because it's like you're using your body and your ego, it's directing you through things that are not right for you. And you suffer because you don't love yourself enough, and you're doing things for other people rather than yourself. And if you don't do things for yourself, you're suffering because you're bad-treating yourself. And that's why all of the emotion that you have inside, this feeling of you wake up every day and you don't know what you're doing really. You're not happy. You don't feel connected to what is going around you. You just feel unbalanced. And the energy inside of you is not flowing. And you don't have beautiful and positive things about thoughts about yourself. Because you're too worried thinking about other people. Is that your description? Well, it is. If this is your description, I'm ready to suggest you to take action now and start making this 3 steps that I told you in order to feel more balanced and get rid of all of these influences. And it's actually possible, but the work has to be done. So if you need more information about that, I really suggest you subscribe to the program, How to Become an Independent Woman. And it is not impossible, it's actually very easy. You just need to know how, but you have to do it. Otherwise, you're going to spend your life suffering and be the client of what the people are expecting out of you, instead of loving you, instead of being a beautiful, independent woman that is going to attract things, beautiful things to her, and live accordingly in a positive way with her authentic self. And the advantages of start taking care of yourself and living authentically, it's like you rejuvenate, you look younger, you have more energy, you have more efficient, you're less frustrated, you're more balanced inside of you, you're connected to your outside world. Everything you're doing because you want, and everything is make you happy. You're able to say no, I don't want that, and celebrating yourself, and you become a beautiful person. You become a person that love herself deeply inside, and then automatically you can attract a lot of other things they're gonna make you feel good, and people that are gonna help you in that, and beautiful men, beautiful women, beautiful friends. This is just magic. You have to try it. Really, I don't think you should lose more time, because it might be too late otherwise. You can get into depression, you can get into, you don't want to get there. You need to recognize the problem straight away. And you have to know that this is none of your fault, and there is a solution that is possible. We're all into that. But what you want, when you look at this beautiful woman smiling and be so confident, you can become that as well. You can become that, and it's not difficult. Every woman can. And you know why these women are so happy and confident and smiling and enjoying life so much? Because they stop thinking about what other people think about them. They're just doing it for themselves, and to live accordingly their value, and to live accordingly their feeling that this is the most important. So we want you to get connected to your feelings and to your authentic inner self. And it's definitely possible. There are stages that you're going to get through. It's a little bit painful sometimes, but it's totally possible. And in a short period of time, you're going to get in touch with your real, authentic essence inside of you. And you become another person, and you become transforming. And step by step, all this influence that I was talking about before, they're gone. You don't want to miss out this opportunity, and you want to subscribe to the program today. This is worth for your happiness and a healthy life, and to deserve what is good for you and feel independent, beautiful, positive, full of joy and light, and going out of these dark feelings of dependence, of doing for other, of thinking bad things about you. You deserve to be happy. You deserve to love yourself, and it's easy. You can do it. But it requires some works from you. So if you're so scared to lose your old identity, this program is not for you, actually. Because you're going to become a completely new person. You're going to become what you really are. Isn't that amazing? I'm really looking forward to have some news from you, and knowing if you're interested in subscribe. The program is actually an opportunity for you, and I hope you will catch it in order to feel better and feel like a new version of yourself. Bye-bye.